welcome to Day One Patch Podcast, episode 177.
There's special... Oh, that's 117, isn't it? I'm supposed to say that...
117.
Is that Spartan 117?
177, not 117.
No, I'm saying is it... I was thinking about Master Chief.
Center your mic.
Oh.
No, okay, you're touching my mic, and then it makes noises, and then get mad. Master Chief is, what is it, Spartan... I can't remember if it's 117 or
remember what he
177.
is.
All right, let's move on. I don't know what he's talking about.
Master Chief?
He's talking about video games.
Yeah.
Good old video games.
It's a video game podcast.
Adriana Petty's here.
Hi.
Matt Lawrence is here.
Yeah.
Marty is dead.
I shot him.
Aaron's dead.
You know,
Yeah.
like, it's all fun and games, but what happens the one time where we find out
Then
that
it's
they're
a-
actually dead?
It's a horrible, horrible coincidence.
Yeah, it's a terrible coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to be in an interrogation room for a while.
Jeez. Top stories. Activision has commented on why Destiny 1 failed, or at least what did it fail to do with the fans.
Have a story.
and the community. We'll get
And
to
have
that.
Peter Dinklage.
and a 10-year and a 10-year shelf life, like it clearly didn't have.
Assassin's Creed animated series is on the way.
Man, I'm gonna push this mugging because it's making me nervous. There you go.
Okay.
Middle Earth Shadow of War is going to allow you to import your nemesis from the previous title.
Yay!
Which is a strange one, which we'll get into.
Yep.
But then that just system locks you. Then. Okay.
Well, there's more to
yeah,
that
we'll
story.
talk about it.
PS4 games are now hitting the possibly successful PlayStation Now.
I think it is technically successful.
It must be if they're still supporting it like this.
I would be way okay. I keep on jumping
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
opinion parts of it.
Fallout 4 parent company Zenimax has been sued by what's his name? Dion DiMucci. He sings the Wanderer song that's in some of the ads for Fallout 4. They're suing Zenimax for repugnant ads. The very repugnant ads of Fallout 4.
Preposterous, one
Yeah.
might say.
And Xbox One users will get the ability to gift digital purchases in the near future.
Woo!
That's all very exciting. What's new, guys? What's happened? We just saw Spider-Man Homecoming,
Yeah.
the next installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
What'd you guys think?
Pretty good.
it's Chapter 4, Phase 3. Apparently,
Yeah.
Not too obvious Sony
this is
electronics
the
for once.
best.
Yeah.
This is the best Spider-Man movie that I've ever seen.
It was damn good.
It was pretty good.
All
I'll
right.
look over here with that.
I think I like it more than Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
yeah,
Yep.
It had a
but
little
not more than the first Guardians. First
had-
Guardians is the absolute best MCU movie so far.
Yeah, it had more of a lighthearted feel, which
Yeah.
I prefer sometimes. You know, dark stories are welcome, but not always.
And they come up a bit too often now.
Mm-hmm. I felt like a few jokes fell flat in this movie, but overall, pretty good humorous parts.
I think the ones that fell flat were the ones that were in like 2 trailers each.
Yeah, well, not only that, you're right. That always ruins it, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who are these people laughing? Did they not see the trailer?
Maybe
Yeah.
they didn't.
Maybe.
Or maybe that those people who just laugh at every joke.
It was
whenever.
Oh,
the
yes.
part that fell the most flat for me was the bank, the
Right.
Avengers bank robber mass scene.
Right.
And it's just like,
And
just tone it, just ever so slightly, just crank it back, just crank back the jokes.
we don't want to go into spoilers, do we?
I'm willing to.
Spoiler territory starts now.
So if you're listening to this, stop listening and come back after you've seen Homecoming.
Or
not,
just
I
fast
don't give
forward.
a
Or
shit.
fast forward, sure. But during that bank heist part, the guy's like sub shop gets destroyed. Mm-hmm. I thought they're gonna have more of an emotional impact on Peter Parker, that his actions led to that place being destroyed.
That's what I thought they were hinting at too, and then it just kind of...
Yeah,
And then it came back with that one gangster
like
guy.
if he had just called the authorities, they might not have
think-
shot randomly and blew up that sub
But
shop.
but have they not done the like internal self blaming thing
Yes.
with Spider-Man in the last like 5 movies?
With Uncle
Yes.
Ben.
Yeah, okay. So I think my phone's vibrating. I think they maybe just wanted to do more, just like streamline. Like, bad guy, I'm Spider-Man. I need to stop him, and maybe not do the whole like teenage harp on the past.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really do many like teenage things. Like they did like the homecoming dance and stuff, but it wasn't like lingering forever.
And it wasn't like a blatant kind of awkward, nerdy thing.
Yeah.
And with even though what's this guy's name? Tom
Holland.
Holland. Although he is, I think at the time of the filming he was 19 or 20. he is completely believable as a teenager.
A 15-year-old, I believe, right?
Yeah, he's
14
a
or
14
15?
or 15-year-old. He played. It might have been his petite frame or his like girlish voice, but he
Right.
absolutely is believable as a teenager. Unlike the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, who played the clearly mid-20s.
He seemed
in
way
a
too
mid-20. Yeah,
It was like watching Grease.
yeah, yeah.
The suit was good. I like those jokes. Where it's like turn on interrogation mode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty good.
Pretty good.
People are I saw some like fan theories about his suit's AI and whether that's going to turn into another Marvel character, much like Vision was Jarvis, because as you pointed out, Adriano, that the voice of Spider-Man's suit was Jennifer Connelly, who's married to Paul Bettany, who plays Vision
And Jarvis.
and Jarvis, and so they're thinking that she might get turned into a living body AI type deal.
Did they like marry each other because of each other's voices? They're like
No.
both voice actors. They're like
No, well, Paul Bettany wasn't. He was a standard. He was a normal actor. He wasn't
Yeah.
Oh,
a
okay.
voice actor.
Yeah.
He was in A Knight's Tale. He was in Da Vinci Code. Have you guys heard the story about what happened to him?
About how he was told he was never going to work again.
Yeah.
And he left whatever fucking director's office that told him that, went across the street and received a call from
Joss Whedon was.
Joss Whedon asked him to be.
Isn't that incredible? Like, it's unbelievable.
I was like the biggest, just like, I would immediately went back into the other office and just told him right off.
But I don't think they knew how big the Marvel films were going to be at that time, right?
even then. though.
No, but this was the Avengers flick. So like at that point, you already had an Iron Man, a Captain America, and a Thor,
But he
and a
had-
Hulk flick.
He had already voiced Jarvis for 2 times before that, though. Iron Man 1 and 2.
Yeah, okay, but like Vision didn't come out of that. Like that story wasn't about Avengers; it was about Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Ultron, okay.
So like, that not only Phase 1 was done, but there was a good chunk of Phase 2 already
Yeah.
done.
Who would have thought that doing a couple voice work would lead to you being in a freaking multi-billion-dollar franchise? Do you know what I mean? Isn't that
Pretty
incredible?
good.
There was a podcast that Marty actually showed it to me, and I was listening to it until they started charging for it because they took it off the free feed. But it was called I Was There Too, and it's just about like smaller, not so well known actors, or just like people who do like very minor roles, but next to very major actors in really big films, and just to like get their opinion on like the day of or like how they got it. or-
Right.
The guy like drinking coffee behind. Like,
No, usually those are extras. These guys are actually people who these are non-principal characters who actually have lines and actually have a part
okay.
in the movies. So like for instance, I finally saw the other day The Big Short with Steve Carell.
It's good, eh?
Yeah, it was a really good movie. And Ryan Gosling has a really really ditzy male secretary that he constantly just yells at and bosses around. And I found out after that movie that guy was an extra on a set one day, and they just needed somebody to like give a message to Ryan Gosling in one scene, so they just pulled him out of the extras. But they liked him so much that they wrote in all his scenes with Ryan Gosling for the rest of the
Jeez.
movie, and he just became like a small minor supporting character.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So overall, Spider-Man good. Marvel's still kicking out the good movies. DC finally had their first good movie.
Yeah.
I was wondering if the tables were going to turn and Marvel was going to start making bad films, but clearly they're still making good films.
No, it's just interesting though, because like everyone is like hooked on Wonder Woman right now. So like now the only thing that DC has is they have the first major female.
It was a good film though.
Yeah, it was a good film, but they have like the first major female superhero flick.
Before Marvel,
Yeah, Captain Marvel is not coming out.
2019. 2019.
Yeah, 2019. And then by that time, there's going to be a second Wonder Woman movie, anyways. So like that might be DC saving grace.
Yeah.
Fucking DC.
Okay.
Before we move on, what's next in our MCU?
Oh, you know what's next? The
The
Inhumans.
You can't even say it. It's so stupid. The Inhumans
What I-
theatrical premiere.
What I hate about this is that there's that division in Marvel. There's the TV comics Marvel guy, and there's Kevin Feige, the movies guy.
Yeah.
And so this comic book TV show guy is just screwing up left and right.
Well, he does have a smaller budget, I imagine. To be fair,
Maybe,
he's
yeah.
not
I mean,
given
he's
the,
not.
like-
Yeah, it's not Hollywood.
And he hasn't done a
money,
terrible
but-
job with Shield.
No, Shield's been good.
Shield has gotten
But
from its initial season to the later ones. Shield has
The Defender shows have slowly been getting worse.
yes.
So I don't know what's happening there. And the Inhumans looks like a mess.
Inhumans looks really fucking bad. I'm so excited to see
it looks
that.
like an amateur film.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
And shot in IMAX, so we'll
Yeah.
have all
It's
that
just like-
detail.
Yeah, it's just like so it's picking up all the little imperfect. Like it's like clearly that's a foam set.
Yeah.
Like if somebody went up to that wall and pushed it, like that's
What are you
that's
doing,
not
man?
fucking
That's my advanced wall. Like,
I think the worst part is that they hired TV-looking actors and then are putting them on a big Hollywood, IMAX screen.
yeah.
looks like I stole an IMAX camera and decided to make a movie. That's what it looks like.
And they got bad animation. And I will be
That
truly
dog.
amazed if it's a good show.
We were comparing that dog to Animorphs.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
No.
And we were saying that the front of the Animorph covers have better CG than that dog in the movie.
Do you have any Animorph books?
No, but what's really weird is that we were talking about it. I haven't seen one in years, and I went on my Instagram feed today, and there was an Animorph photo. Yeah.
Those would be fantastic PSN pics. If I could just have like
Just
a banner,
Animorph?
just like an Animorph.
Alrighty. Let's hop into the stories for this week. Activision has commented on why what Destiny 1, the original Destiny, failed to do. So Activision Publishing CEO Eric Hirschberg spoke about how they didn't release new content fast enough, and he actually talked about how they couldn't keep up with the demand for new content. Now, maybe that's because they didn't put much content in the base game, perhaps.
Yeah, that story, if I remember correctly, could have been beaten in about 40 minutes on the earlier difficulties.
Mm-hmm. You know, the worst part, too...
Really?
Yeah, about 40 minutes. Yeah.
Oh man, I bought this game. Did I buy it? Did we buy it?
No.
We bought
I have it downloaded.
You have it down.
I bought it when it came out, though. I don't know
You
what you, I
bought
don't know
it?
what you
I
did.
think I bought it.
No, I don't. I think you said you wanted to wait for it to go down in price.
No, because
We were going to play it
Yeah, because we're gonna run through it.
after we
I'm
beat
gonna go look through my PlayStation.
Borderlands. We're going to beat Borderlands
Oh yeah,
pre-sequel. It's a bad game.
Borderlands pre-sequel's a bad game.
Yeah.
It's a really
That's
fucking-
sad.
It's a really bad game.
like it's okay because it's like, oh, I'm still...
It came out of that era of like second division studios out of major publishers trying to do like it came out of the exact same time as like Arkham Origins in the Arkham Knight series,
Oh, okay.
and it just had that like second tier studio cheese to it.
It's like, it looks like the game I know,
Yeah.
but there's something wrong
Yeah.
with
They're
it.
trying to imitate it, which
Yeah.
they're supposed to, but
And they're like, what can we do different? Ooh, low gravity.
Yeah,
You know?
and we'll give them an extra meter in which they have to monitor.
Yeah. You have to watch your oxygen levels.
yeah, no, I'm not going to play that game. Mostly because I'll get abandoned while playing it. So
Not that one, but I know what you mean. So Eric Hirschberg went on to say, I've not been happy with the cadence of new content. We got a lot right with Destiny 1, but one of the things we didn't do was keep up with the demand for new content. I feel like that as what the heck am I reading here?
feel like that as
I feel like that, as great as DLC packs, The Dark Below, House of Wolves, The Taken King, and Rise and Iron all are, clearly there was appetite for more. So how do they fix this in the sequel? Does it just make more game or what?
well, the thing, excuse me, the thing with Destiny, and a lot of MMOs suffer from similar circumstances, but with Destiny specifically, we had those weird, like, I want to say factions or whatever, but remember how there was like I think it was like the cryptographer. He was like the guy who like identified items. And then there was like a bunch of other things like that where you would like, give them items or do missions for them or whatever it was. And they would have like the level up, like the Iron Banner, you do those specific, I can't remember if those are missions or PvP now, but you would do those things and you would level it up. But everything came down to go to this person, work with him, do his whatever. And then your thing will level up slowly. And then that'll give you something. And that I think that base system is a problem.
Right.
Also, it's very strange that in these, like back in the day, it was like a struggle to get to the max level in MMOs. Now it's like, maybe the last 10 levels of 30 levels is a little bit slow.
Or you just start a new character. WoW, if you buy it out, you could they would just fast track you to 90.
Yeah, but I mean,
You
like,
just start off at level 90.
but like WoW was one of those games where it was like, I want to get to 90. Now it's like leveling is just like a chore. So, I mean, those aren't Destiny specific problems, but I don't know.
I find it odd that they put a level cap on there in the first place. Like they're always going to raise it, so why
Yes.
not just have an unlimited?
I don't believe in level caps.
Now, we haven't played the last few expansions. I don't have Taken King on, to be clear, because I think they did do what you just said. I think there's unlimited or a lot more light levels now.
But that's just from your gear. It's kind of like the Division, right?
I'm not 100% on
Although
that, actually.
the Division does have a cap, right? Because there's only so many good weapons you can get once you have it all.
Well, because
the same level.
Well, the thing with the gear score is it's not adding, it's not cumulative. It's just taking an average of it.
Yes, yeah.
So if you
So-
had everything on that would
Yeah,
be
so
the average.
if you have everything 256, it's just going to be 256.
Right.
It's just gear.
And when they
it's
introduced
general, yeah.
294, let's say, and you put on one 294, it's just going to up the average.
Right.
That's all it's doing.
You know what I don't like in MMOs? They always feel lonely to me. And like there's always like a vendor who's like just standing there. And it's like I talked to him at the beginning of the game
And that's it.
and I've never talked to this person again.
Absolutely.
And it's just there's so much empty. Most MMOs have no soul to me.
I think the issue is that I'm not sure. It may have been World of Warcraft, but I'm not sure who made the sort of formula for MMOs. But it's like when somebody goes to make an MMO, they choose that formula. They don't go and they make Elder Scrolls Online's a bit of a different one. There's still the oversized cities and stuff like that. But really, like you could play that single
Bridges,
player.
the goddamn bridges.
Yeah, the bridges are massive, and so are the ships. But like, you really realistically, you could play that game and have a single player experience. So that's like one small thing. Whereas something like Destiny, you really can't. It's just sort of like, oh, here's a mission, go through this, go kill these guys,
Right.
and then there's some radio transmissions to try to like beef up the story, and then there's like cutscenes. But you know what I mean? Like,
See, I do prefer Destiny though because things are to scale in Destiny.
yes, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know why MMOs have that formula that you're talking about, where everything's just massive and big and huge
Yeah.
and cartoony. The animations always have to be cartoony for some reason.
Yeah. I think that's just because it's easier to process myself.
I guess.
But
I did buy.
you did buy Destiny.
Yeah, I bought Destiny, the collection.
It came down to like what, $35?
It was actually 40 because the number you and I agreed on was
35.
it was actually 32. For some reason, you and I came up with if it's 32 or less, we would pay for it. But then what happened was I saw it for 40 and you didn't want to buy it, and I said if I buy this, do you guys just want to through the base game together, and then
Right.
I'll do that. And then, so I gave in at 40. But at the same time, Matt, look what else I bought with it.
Dying Light.
We're also going to go
Hell
through
yeah.
Dying Light.
Did you buy that?
I can't remember, but it doesn't matter because the season pass is the same. It was the same.
You have the
price.
content already.
Yeah, so I already have the base content. So
Cool. All right. Well, Destiny 2 is coming out this year.
what do you want to see out of Destiny 2?
That's why I want to prioritize Destiny.
I
as soon as
really
possible.
want I just want a longer story campaign with
Like right out of the gate.
with more dialogue and not because they had that stupid thing. It's like, oh, if you really want to know like the lore of the game,
The Grimoire cards.
you got to get the Grimoire cards, which you got to download on a freaking app.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I want you know how they were really pushing, and I really liked it in the beginning, the events in the patrols or like the free roam. I really want the free roam to have more stuff going on, first of all. And I would really prefer for the events to be a lot more grand rather than just like, oh, there's something happening over here. I don't, you run over there and you clear out the guys, and it's like, okay. And it's like, okay, well, that was good. That was fun,
You know, it'd be cool if like, you know how MMOs are adding like homes nowadays? Where you have like your own personal space. If your ship could be like your home in Destiny,
That'd be cool.
you can customize it, get new stuff and stuff. That'd be really nice.
There's a really weird thing in MMOs actually where there's less, especially on console ones I'm finding, is there's less items to better yourself, but there's a lot more stuff to earn that would make you look better, like a badge or something. Or like look at this ship I got, it's super rare in Destiny's case, where it's like you're just supposed to show off, but
Right.
you're not like, oh, I'm this much stronger. It's just like, nah, I got this, look at this ship.
But
You know
people
what I mean?
people showed off in SOTOR all the time. You go to the main like hub world,
Yeah.
and like they're just people like with like max level with the greatest armor you've ever seen, just,
Right.
just standing there. You're just like, wow,
like that Captain T. Kirk in
yeah, that was
Jesus.
incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, man.
We thought it was an NPC.
Yeah, That was so weird, though. All right. Assassin's Creed animated series is apparently on the way. So Adi Shankar is producing the Castlevania series on Netflix, which I guess
just came out.
which you said just came out. And I guess he's going to be working on an animated Assassin's Creed show. Now, my problem with this is that
Assassin's Creed sucks.
Jesus.
I won't go
Right
that
out of the gate. Like, right out of the gate.
I won't go that far, but
But we're leaning in that direction.
they took a year off,
Okay.
and now they're coming back, and it's like they want to just blast us with Assassin's Creed content. They got that new mobile game coming
Yeah,
out.
they're
They got the
getting
new
a bit
console
too-
game. They got this animated series. They got books. I'm already seeing books being talked about. Comics already being announced.
I think the
And it's like-
the mobile's forgivable.
Are you really going to bury me in Assassin's Creed after taking 1 year off? You think we're going to be like welcoming you in with open arms now?
Yeah, it's like
You know?
it's like they took a year to make more stuff,
Yeah.
and then have a bunch of release dates come
Now,
up.
I mean, I know they're a company, and Assassin's Creed is one of their biggest franchises Ubisoft's ever had, really.
Right.
And it makes them a lot of money, clearly. So I understand that, but it's just like I don't want to be buried with all this Assassin's Creed stuff.
Yeah.
Even when they were
know.
taking that time off, they had the movie and they had those 3 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
Mobile games are
Show's gonna
forgivable,
suck.
though.
are you going to even attempt to watch it?
I'm going to attempt to watch it.
Oh my god.
Now, how does that fit in with your timeline stuff? Because you're playing through the game still.
I will watch it in between. I will whenever I will watch it when it's released.
so you're going to complete the games you need to play currently, and then watch the show.
So you're not gonna
complete
watch
the games
the
you need
show.
to complete. Watch the movie. Watch the show.
You're not going to watch the movie, are you?
I'm going to watch the movie.
Well, he won't because he'll never beat those games.
I
so
will.
You say
Mark
that.
mark this day, Matt. I will watch that movie.
Yeah.
I will say this: I did not hate the movie.
I didn't hate it, but I'm just gonna leave it there.
Like going in, I was expecting it to be horrendous.
That friggin' leap of faith comment was really stupid.
Yeah.
That was really, really stupid.
What was the comment?
Spoiler alert. The guy is that like animus machine
Yeah.
the thing where it's like he like actually does the actions. He like jumps so high up and slams down that he breaks it, and the doctor's like, oh, leap of faith. Like, fuck, come on, buddy. He can't don't say that.
Like apparently the leap of faith is like an actual mental like thing you need to overcome in this universe. Apparently,
Well, I
Oh.
have a feeling that all the assassin, because like Eagle Vision's a thing, right? It's called the Sight. So I have a feeling that all like assassins things are like, if you have the sight, chances are you're going to be good at killing or something, or you're going to be
It's-
good at parkour. And I think it's all
that's a hawk though, isn't it? The thing that flies around and makes a hawk sound, not an eagle sound.
no, that Eagle Vision that you get in the other games,
No.
not Origins,
I understand that.
but that's a mental thing in the world.
I understand that. What I'm saying is though, the sound it makes when you jump, that's the sound of a hawk, isn't it?
Because the hawk is always at the viewpoint.
But why is it eagle vision? But a hawk is like the symbol
It might
flying
be,
around.
actually, it could be an eagle.
This-
I'm not a bird expert here.
This is also a company that put penguins in the
Oh.
Arctic in Assassin's Creed Rogue.
That's pretty good, though. You got to have something to look at, right?
No.
Other
There's
than
like
mice.
polar bears up there then. Polar bears if you want to see something in the Arctic.
Yeah, but penguins aren't in the Arctic. They aren't in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, they're only in the south, but
Yeah, but they put them in the
that's
in the
okay,
North
though.
Atlantic for some reason.
that's forgivable. In my
No, it's not
opinion.
forgivable. And a game that like
Jesus,
that
here we
hinges
go.
on like historical accuracy.
Yeah.
they like that. That's one thing they're always citing is that they always
Maybe the
wanted to make it.
Templars took them away from the northern hemisphere.
I saw one video where they went to Italy and they took all these pictures to get all like the windows like accurate and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's like you're gonna do that, but you're gonna put fucking penguins in the north. that really pissed me off. That really made me upset.
This is a Canadian team that developed that one too, right?
Back then, the maps
I think
sucked.
Canadian teams have developed most of them, aren't they?
They're usually global, but yeah, there's a main team, I guess.
Back then, maps sucked. Maybe you were in Antarctica.
The maps didn't suck that bad. Oh, you mean in the game?
Yeah. Like lore-wise, they were like, Jesus, we're really lost
No,
here.
because they're in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got really lost one day.
Like there are Canadian towns you go to, like St. John's.
That's pretty good.
The planet's too big just to get lost one day
Yeah.
Whoa!
and like be in the Antarctic.
Like washed like through halfway across the world.
Actually, did you guys? I sent Matt this. This is a little bit of a side note. Amelia Earhart. Did you see that new info that they found?
No.
They think they found a picture of her and her navigator in some like islands off the coast of Japan.
I'll send you a podcast, but there is a leading theory that they were actually captured by
That's what this is saying.
by Japanese.
Because
I think that picture is legitimate because they have two people that look like them, and women didn't wear men's clothes back then, but she did. Remember? That was mentioned. And then there also just so happened to be a tug pulling something that was exactly the size of her plane. That's too many.
Yeah.
That's too many
And
checks. Like
during that time, this was like in the 30s, right?
Yeah.
During that time, non-Asians or non-Japanese or whoever was in control of the islands were not allowed on those islands.
Yeah, so they were put in a
here's a
prison
picture
camp.
of two Caucasian people, with other Asian people.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
a wreck of some
There's
kind.
a podcast called Astonishing Legends that I listened to, and these two guys did a 2-part episode or 3-part episode on Amelia, and they went through because this has already been even before this picture was found, there was already a theory about that they crashed and were captured by Japanese soldiers, and that they were held in like a military camp, but also that villagers were aware. Like it wasn't like in the surrounding area, it wasn't a secret that they knew that they were there. The villagers knew of these two Americans that were there.
Right.
I'll send you the link of the podcast.
But
It's
no
really
one alive today, or no one alive then is alive today.
No.
So there's no one to give us any confirmation.
But there have been reports that have been passed on from people of that time.
What I think is
So I think somebody claims that they have seen that there is a written document saying from like a villager saying that they did witness her being executed. That they made her dig her own grave and then they executed her in it.
Yeah, it would almost be better if she crashed. I think.
Yeah.
Was that during the war?
This is before.
What the hell are they doing? Why the hell are they killing people?
Japan were imperialists.
But even time leading,
Japan was still pretty nasty.
Yeah,
back
but
then.
even time leading up before war, they're still like the Nazis were around before World War II.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't world.
There was a movement. It wasn't one day.
They didn't reveal themselves and just start World War II.
But I also think that America was like sanctioning Japan at that time too.
Yeah.
And so it was causing a rift between them, and so they wouldn't like Americans showing up. They thought they were spies.
Oh,
there's a theory that she actually was on a spy mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she had recording equipment attached to the front of her plane. She had cameras.
It's a historic flight, though. It could simply be documenting her journey.
There was something else. I'll send you a podcast, but there was something else sketchy about
I mean, if they want, if they're looking for a spy, they're going to find a spy. Do you know what I mean? It could just be, oh, my Nikon. Oh, you're a spy. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, you're not wrong.
Anyway, pretty tragic though.
Pretty bad.
It's amazing that this picture comes out of nowhere. It's great. All right, back to video game news. What did we just do? Assassin's Creed stuff? Middle Earth Shadow of War is going to let you import your Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor. So, for those who don't know, the Nemesis system was basically I guess, somewhat intelligent.
It was a government system
where if you could defeat certain enemies and you could like screw up the chain of command among the Uruks or the Orcs.
Uruks.
And if they defeated you, they become stronger and move up the ladder.
Basically, it's a hierarchy that you can interfere with.
Yeah.
It was a ripple effect.
Yes.
There was ways for you to manipulate.
And they would actually remember you. So if you ever encountered them on the battlefield again, and say there was like something specific you did to them, like say you burned them or something, they'd have like burn scars on them, and they'd be like angry at you for burning them, and they'd actually be like scared of fire.
Referencing it.
So if you use like a fire attack on them again, they'd get like freaked out by it. So it was a really cool system that they did, and you could basically have your own commanders within the Uruk army.
Yeah, so, you could like pass them, like slowly move them up, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I guess they're letting you import that into the new game, and they'll have all the same battle scars and same like characters essentially in the new game.
What's very strange about that, though, is that the Nemesis system played a role in the story, but once the story was complete, you could mess around with it, but there wasn't really a benefit to having certain people in there. So if anyone who was continued to play after, I don't even know or care who's in my Nemesis system.
That's my problem. It's been too long. I don't care about those soldiers anymore.
And even if you did care, it just locks you down to that system. Like if somebody wanted to like change it.
Well, there is no word. It's unclear whether there is going to be cross-platform migration.
They probably won't.
Probably won't, but they haven't confirmed that or denied that.
I don't need them to confirm or deny because I know there won't be.
Another thing is if you played this game on 360 or PS3, those will not be.
There was no Nemesis system.
Well, not only that, they don't have any migration system.
Yeah, because
you're right.
They don't need it because that Nemesis system was removed for that generation.
What's weird about that is the Nemesis system that taxing on the processor? Is it really doing that many calculations in the
Well,
background?
what's even more strange is the fact that it was apparently a huge feature, which it is in the background, but yet they were able to make a game without it, so it wasn't really that vital in that game.
Right. It's not. It's really not. It's just
it really
cool.
isn't. Yeah.
You know, it's just fun to play with.
I'm surprised that no other major studio or game had like duplicated that system.
I don't think it has to be for a certain type of game.
Yeah.
You had to be fighting an army or something, or like a
Yeah, but imagine that.
Yakuza could have used it or
I
something
was
like
gonna say
that.
Mafia 3.
Or yeah.
Like I'm surprised that like wasn't the thing that people tried to mimic.
Oh, that would have been perfect in Mafia 3.
Yeah. Just like I'm going to call it now with like Breath of the Wild. I don't know if you've seen any footage of like the map system or the way they do the map system.
No.
So you get out like a pair of binoculars and you physically look around your environment and you mark what you want to mark.
Mm-hmm.
So you populate the map the way you want to populate. So instead of having like Assassin's Creed with a million fucking icons everywhere, you put the stamps and you put down the marks of which you only care about, and then you go and explore them as you want. And when I saw this map system, I'm like, in the next 2 to 3 years, everyone's going to copy this fucking map system. Like this is going to be the new way to do it.
But for minus the binoculars thing, Bethesda games have always been like just kind of do whatever in any order.
Yeah, no, but in Breath of the Wild, there's nothing on the map. Like you have a blank slate, but you don't like go and unlock something and then stuff populates. Even when you go to like and find the quote unquote towers, nothing populates on your map. You literally have to tag everything yourself. There isn't a single fucking mark.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And so it's like, well, I'm going this way, so I'm only going to look this way, and I'm just going to mark things on the way, and you're just kind of making a trail.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The game sounds like I would like it, but not beat it.
It is a very daunting game.
I think it compares slightly to Witcher 3 in that respect.
Yeah,
just too damn daunting.
Yeah, I can see that comparison.
Witcher 3 was well, I mean, Fallout's daunting. When I have like a bunch of quests in my quest log,
The problem is
it's daunting.
the thing is though, you don't need to do all that.
Yeah, the Fallout's not as daunting because you know that if you sat down in the morning, you would finish the story.
Okay,
at
but
night.
why is The Witcher daunting then?
Because I sat down in the morning and didn't finish the tutorial until the afternoon.
All right.
So that's daunting in itself. And the fact where it's like, oh, you need alchemist ingredients. And then it's just like, okay, where?
Because the thing though with Breath of the Wild is they don't like they give you snippets of information, but they don't give you a lot to go on. It's just like go in that direction and kind of see what happens. And you're kind of just for the first little bit, you're kind of just fumbling into the areas in which you're supposed to go.
I dislike that in games in general, only because, and a lot of people say it's because they don't want to think, but
You said it.
well, I just throw it out there, but it's because like everybody thinks a different way. So like I might be like in an RPG, I might be like, oh, I'll go back to town and see if I can get those supplies or something. A prime example in Two Worlds, I know it's not a very critically acclaimed game, but there's one point where he's like, you have to go get a rope. So my first thought is, well, I've been to a town, I'll go to a town and buy a rope. No, I have to go and know where Hangman's Hill is, and then go there and take one of the gallow ropes. That's the only rope he'll accept. And like I hate stuff like that where I'm stumbling around for hours.
Yeah.
Being like, really?
Yeah, and there's probably like a rope graphic on the ground as part of the texture. Like, why can't I just pick that up?
Yeah, it's like, come on, buddy. Like,
is that what you want to see from games in the future, where it's that interactive?
if it's that interactive and I can literally grab, in that case, any rope,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'd be that hard.
I want to see to the point where like where somebody asks me that they need a stick or they need like a pole. I want to be able to go find a broom. I want to be able to take off the brush and be able to hand him that handle, and I want him to accept it as what he needs it as.
Wow.
That would be like
That'd be cool.
the pinnacle.
I might not see that for another like 30 years.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, is 30 years if it's dynamic.
Right.
If somebody just sits down and like somebody's the quest guy, it could be done. If they just program.
Is it
in.
necessary? Is that workload necessary? Though?
If the game doesn't give you markers to tell you where to go, I'd say I think that's more immersive.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, just stumble around and figure out where the developer had an idea where to go. It's like, I don't know where that is.
Yeah, right. I think Do you guys ever? How long does it take you guys to remember where you like how to navigate a town in a game?
Probably twice.
Yeah.
Because I'm not good with directions in real life. So in video games, I have no clue where I am.
I'm good with directions in real life.
I do
I'm
write
good.
off sections.
So
though.
like, let's say you were at like a pub or something, right? And you leave and you go on doing some stuff, and they say, "Oh, you gotta go back to the pub and get this thing." You can go there without looking at the map.
I can absolutely navigate my way
Wow.
back. Yeah.
Well, I envy that skill.
GTA I can't. People like know the GTA map. I don't really. I know where I live, like where my apartment is, but that's it.
I feel like I just like it's not. I don't live in the game enough to remember where to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you played it all the time, you would just do it.
Yeah. All right, that was Shadow of War coming out this year. So there will be an update for Shadow of Mordor. Download the update
to allow this, right?
and then export it, I guess, within the game somehow. Next up here, we have PS4 games are now hitting the PlayStation Now streaming service. Here are 20 of the titles available in the U.S. I would imagine it's the same for Canada, if not pretty close. Akiba's Beat,
What the fuck is that?
I don't even know what that is.
Broken Age, which was a PlayStation Plus title, Castle Storm Definitive Edition, Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, Dead Nation Apocalypse Edition, Evolve, Exist Archive, The Other Side of the Sky,
Evolve.
F1 2015, God of War 3 Remastered, which is actually on sale right now for like $3.
Helldivers.
Grim Fandango Remastered, Helldivers, Killzone Shadowfall, which was a launch day title for PS4, MX versus ATV Supercross Encore.
Man, there's a PS2 era game, eh?
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Nidhogg, Resogun, Saints Row 4 Reelected, Super Mega Baseball, Tropico 5, another PlayStation Plus title, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and WWE 2K16.
Is that the one with the Terminator? in
So,
it?
not the greatest lineup of PS4 games.
It's the first bunch, though.
Few gems in there, but
I don't want any PS4 games on PS. I don't even want PS Now. I don't want this service to exist.
Why?
shouldn't you be happy for the people who do use the service?
Why don't you want it to exist? I don't like it myself because I've tried it, but
Because it's going to lead us to an all subscription future for games.
of course, pay me.
But I also I would be more accepting of this PS Now if they just let you download the game onto your system
look
as a subscription.
Netflix started off only streaming, and now they're allowing downloads of their content.
Well, wait a second.
Who's to say
they were
this-
also DVDs at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, but their digital side.
Okay.
Yes, but the difference is, with a video feed, you're completely capable of, even on really garbage internet, even at a lower quality, you can still stream your thing. Okay, there's no latency with a controller, and the offline viewing for Netflix is not for people who just want it offline. It's for people who are going to be without internet in certain areas. It is because it's on the go. All right. I would be a little bit more open to PlayStation Now if they did the Xbox system and let you download the title.
Now your new internet is probably capable of streaming games
Yeah, I still don't want to.
with very low latency.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's low. Doesn't even if it's.
You want it non-existent?
I want it non-existent. The day
you're not wrong.
Yeah, the day that they put two TVs beside each other and say one is local, one is streaming, pick up each controller and tell me which one's which. When I can't tell you which one's which is when
That's
I
probably
want.
now. I'd be surprised if you could tell the difference.
I was having trouble streaming,
I'm not sure what that was, but I can't imagine that's everyone's experience because
but
it's still
I
a
noticed
service.
it was very specifically during transitions.
Right.
Transition from cutscene to whatever.
And you were on Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah,
Not necessarily direct.
but they're right beside each other,
yeah.
so it's not a signal strength problem for
Right.
sure. Now it is also an older router,
They would probably, if you called them, they'd probably recommend you plug it in.
probably.
Yeah.
But it was not about 9% of the time only during big transitions.
Right.
So
But it was enough to make you delete the app.
there's also I can't tell if it's a previous, and it's like PS2 gen I'm talking, like a previous gen thing or what it is, but the input doesn't feel right. It could be input delay, or
It probably is.
or it could just be because the old games don't run as smoothly. I can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I didn't like it.
It's probably input delay.
Whatever happened to Microsoft's cloud computing?
I don't know.
I completely forgot about that until you just
And
mentioned
even when they showed off, what's that game I hate? The destructible cities and the Crackdown. Crackdown was first pitched as a game that was going to be using cloud computing to have these massive open worlds with destructibility. Remember?
I mean, it could be in use.
They made no mention of it at this year's conference.
right.
Why? And they have this brand new powerful console.
I think that's why.
Have they abandoned their cloud computing?
No, it's because they wanted you. They want you to look at the X. They don't want you to say, "Oh,
It's
by the
possible.
way-"
It's possible on the old console with
Yeah.
cloud computing.
Well, not just that. They want you to look at the X. They don't want you to say like, "Oh, like look at the cloud too." You know, divvies it up.
Now, I do find the cloud computing thing pretty fascinating because I watched this video. I forget who posted it. I think it was like Cult of Mac or something, or Apple Insider.
Cult of Mac.
Yeah, one of the Apple sites posted it, I think. He was playing on a 12-inch MacBook,
Okay.
right? The one with an iPhone basically in it, with a keyboard. The one Matt hates. He was playing Overwatch at like 60 frames, 1080p on a MacBook
Because of the cloud, right?
because of the cloud. Yeah, through NVIDIA's like streaming service.
My thing with the cloud is not the latency per se. I mean, latency is a problem, but let's assume we're beyond that.
Now he said there was no noticeable latency, and he was on Wi-Fi too.
Now, yeah, so like, I mean, that's the future, and like maybe if I got a better router, there would be no latency problem there. My thing is like, assume latency is gone because we can work on that. Assume latency is gone. My issue is still, first of all, there's data caps, and second of all, and those aren't going anywhere. And second of all, the what do you call it? The like reliability, I guess. Internet will just go down, and all of a sudden, like, boop. Oh, all right, good, and then it'll just come back sometimes.
Right.
And that's every ISP, I assume everywhere. So,
Fiber could be a different story.
but like, look at Aaron. Aaron might have fiber right to his thing, and he was having trouble with his Wi-Fi the other day.
I don't know. I don't know if that building has fiber.
It probably doesn't.
Well, it's in a city, so it's going to have decent.
Not everywhere in Toronto has fiber.
Okay, well, regardless of that, it's still going to be decent internet there. It's still going to be more reliable, as it should be.
You think so, but no.
Now he
No,
might be
That's
using.
absolutely not true.
So you're saying that Caledonia has better internet than that building?
It could be absolutely.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. There's more people there.
But the thing is though, even
I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily. I'm saying in terms
you're
of them
right. That's
installing
right.
it.
But what happens is even when that signal comes into like the building, it could be one line. They're just splitting it across everyone in the entire building,
See,
which is what they do.
That's what
most
I'm
of the
saying.
time.
It doesn't make sense for Rogers. Not saying on your argument. I'm saying for Rogers or whoever's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are they doing? Put better internet in there.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Fuck. See, and there's a
It's
third
possible.
one.
It's possible. It just costs money. That's the problem.
There's the third one. Oh well, we could just have customers have problems. I don't care.
Now, I wonder if Aaron has like some crappy Rogers router, and that's why he has. Because he's getting 10 down just to himself in Toronto. That should be decent, right?
10 down's not enough.
For one person, it
Yeah,
is.
for one person and playing video games.
Yeah,
that
but isn't
is
he downloading multiple things and also streaming music?
While he's playing.
Yeah, I think he is.
What is his up?
But I mean,
his up is way more important than his down.
streaming music is nothing.
Is nothing.
One
Regardless,
song,
it's
2
something
megabytes.
I stream stuff while I play all the time. But like, what is his up is way more important
I
than
don't remember what his up was.
because it doesn't matter what your down is.
His up is probably 1.
Yeah, if his up is 1, that could be problematic. It's
probably 10 and 1.
Because it doesn't matter how good your down is. If you don't have an up, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
Aaron, if you could stream this somehow, check your up.
Well, no, I'm just saying that like if those issues, especially in Toronto, if they exist, that's not good. And I wonder if is it better in America? Are there better internet packages in America?
Speeds are better.
Yeah, but
they're still not better compared to the rest of the world. I think South Korea has the best internet.
yeah.
Depending on how you're looking at it.
I want to know whether capitalism did this to us. Because
You're sounding
I'm
like
going to
those
tell you,
protesters at G20.
because I'm going to tell you right now, if I had the wiring rights as an ISP, and my people were like, we need more speed, but no one else was allowed to lay a line, I'd be like, no.
Here's the way I look at capitalism.
Like, why would I do that?
The way I look at capitalism is it great for growing an economy? It is bad for sustaining an economy. Because
This is
it's like
technically growth, though.
the economy grows, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone reins it in and says, oh, I can make all these cost savings, make my products crappier, lay off a bunch of people, and it becomes worse for the economy overall.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's a very quick, short-term gain. I find.
Yeah.
Because capitalism built America, honestly.
It
After
did.
World War II, it was like 3 decades of just growth.
And there's consumer products because of capitalism and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's other factors. I mean, most of the the westernized world was in ruins after World War II.
Yeah, that was bad.
And it was America who was selling products to fix up Europe and Asia. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
So,
But I want to know, like, is there a breaking point in which quality gets so bad, or people are like, you know what, I'll just won't use this.
yeah.
It depends if whatever company has a monopoly in that thing. If you only have one internet supplier to your town, and there's only one company, they have a monopoly. They can make it as bad as they want, and they're going to charge you whatever they want. And you're going to pay whatever they want because.
And there's no reason for them to upgrade it.
Yeah.
Pretty good. They could raise the price too.
Only you would find the upside.
Well, from the perspective of the boss, that makes sense.
yeah.
But in terms of the consumer, though, do you want to pay more money for something that's quality, or do you want to pay less money for something that's less quality?
Well,
Where is the tipping point for you?
no, I think this comes down to a thing where it's like, how much do I want that particular item? So I'll give a real world example. I recently bought an air conditioner, an in-room air conditioner.
Right.
I bought it used because I don't care. If it cools the room, I don't care. But some people might be like, oh, I don't like how it's like not super adjustable and how
That's
it
me.
has like manual timers and crap. Like some people wouldn't like that. But me, my thing was, I'm going to go to bed, push power, and I'm going to go to bed. That's it. And then I want it to be cool when I'm sleeping.
See, I want the best wherever possible.
That doesn't make sense when
I want
it's not a means to an end.
I want the greatest AC possible that connects to my Wi-Fi and I can control with an app and set timers.
If it was the same price, sure.
No,
But it wasn't.
I'm
It
willing.
wouldn't
I'm
be
willing to
close.
pay a higher price for that.
But this would be significantly higher price.
Yeah.
I'm an in between. Well, I don't want to buy. I don't want the best. Like for me, it's.
Well, you theoretically want the best, but it's whether you want to.
I theoretically want the best at what it's supposed to do, not necessarily all the features. I don't want Wi-Fi on my fucking AC because I don't see a practical use for that.
Right.
Okay. But I would like it to be most of the time new, not used, and if we were to do the things that I want it to do, but like
New is definitely preferred, but I literally was like, I just want something cheap in this instance. I want it to cool, and I don't want to hear about it.
yeah,
That's it.
I guess. But like for me, I see more value in if I get a prolonged life out of a new unit, I would rather do that. Not to mention, since I'm the original buyer of that unit, I have a manufacturer warranty with it. You do not. If that thing breaks tomorrow, you're literally shit out of luck.
Yeah, for sure.
If I bought one and within a year, or let's say it's a 2-year warranty, it breaks down, I have a claim to it.
Yeah, you're not
So
wrong.
there are benefits to that.
But a comparable air conditioner was $400, 400 plus tax.
Man, why didn't you come? I work in a retail store which sells them. I could get you a deal on one.
Yeah, but what
I could find you the lowest sale price in the last year and just roll it back.
I probably should have did that.
I told you this several times.
I know.
If you ever need anything.
What's really weird is that I never looked at Canadian Tire on their site. I
God.
looked at Walmart and I was like, oh, I'm done with this.
I did that for somebody today. They're like, a friend of mine came in and she's like, I'm looking for a camping stove. And like, okay, like pick one out and I'll see what the lowest sale price was in 2017. And I found it and I rolled it back.
Wow.
It wasn't really an issue.
All right, let's move on here. We're running out of time. Fallout 4, their parent company, Zenimax, has been sued for their repugnant Fallout 4 ads.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I believe I haven't. I tried looking for them today, but like the only one I think they're thinking of is that like original one where it's the guy walking. It's kind of live actiony.
I think that one is live action.
Yeah, and he's walking around to the song by Dion DiMucci, and he like. So let me explain first. Dion DiMucci is basically suing them because he believes that they used his song without his direct permission. Essentially, he got into a deal with Zenimax to use his song for the game.
Directly
Right.
or indirectly?
Directly, I guess.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be notified, I guess, of how they were going to use the song, and they were supposed to negotiate together if he had disagreements or if they breached his contract in any way, which apparently gave him the right, to change what they were using his song for.
Right.
That's his claim, I guess. Now, he doesn't like that the song is played over useless killing.
If you watch a violent game.
But here's the thing. If you watch the ad, if it's just the one ad that they're talking about here,
we assume.
The guy shoots a rad roach, and then he fires a couple shots off at a
super mutant,
and that's it. So why is this ad such a repugnant thing? Unless he's thinking of the entire overall represented game, because that song plays in the game too on the radio.
I think he's probably thinking because
is he talking about that as well,
the game
or just the ads?
Like happy-go-lucky, and it's like, but you're also killing things pretty brutally.
Yeah, but nothing gets killed in that ad really. A rad roach, I mean, it's a freaking bug.
Yeah, it is a bug. It's
and then
an
super mutant, and he doesn't even kill it. He just fires a couple shots at his legs. He misses. You know what I mean?
My issue with lawsuits like this is that I would be more okay with it if it came up in the year the game came out or very soon after. Yeah, this seems like somebody like some lawyer was just digging through paperwork one day to find something to sue for, and then they're like, "Oh, this is kind of funny business," and then they're like, "Let's see if we can get a settlement out of this."
Okay, let me read you guys. The California lawsuit says defendants' commercials were objectionable because they featured repeated homicides in a dark dystopian landscape. Where
homicides?
Violence,
use the word homicide?
It's lawyer speak, right?
Oh my god!
Where violence is glorified as sport, the killings and physical violence were not to protect innocent life, but instead were repugnant and morally indefensible images designed to appeal to young consumers.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It was designed to appeal to young consumers.
That's not their issue, really.
Yeah, they're not wrong.
That statement is correct. Yeah. Yes.
DiMucci apparently entered an agreement with record label Universal Music Group that his song could be used in Fallout 4 ads. Under the terms of the agreement, DiMucci argues he had the right to prohibit the use of his song unless his terms were first met. However, the suit says Zenimax failed to bargain with DiMucci separately and did not obtain his permission, meaning DiMucci did not have the chance to request scripting changes. So that, for instance, they instead told the story of a post-apocalyptic struggle for survival without craven violence.
I don't know. This really comes down to the paperwork in which they signed between them.
Right.
Like it's I think this is all going to come down to quite literally what the contract says, word for word, and whether or not the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted.
Here's what's funny. Alternatively, the suit continues, he could have priced into his fee adequate compensation to safeguard himself against the potential loss of goodwill from being associated with the immoral images in defendant scripts.
He could have included into his contract.
So if he had known that there was going to be used over repugnant killing,
he could have charged more money.
He would have charged more money to safeguard him from any negative effects.
Future loss of money from negative. Okay.
I downloaded the song because of those commercials.
See, this is what I'm saying though, and this is total speculation. He probably, and I assume, saw an increase in downloads or purchases for the song because of the game. That died out. Then a lawyer went in and said, we can make another big chunk of money. Let's do it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get that feeling. It's total speculation, but I get that feeling.
The suit seeks damages in excess of $1 million.
It's not a lot.
That's not a lot at all, no.
Yeah, like Zenimax would probably shell that out pretty quickly.
They'll probably settle out of court, really.
Yeah.
If it goes anywhere. If it doesn't get tossed out by some judge,
Yeah. I would really like to see that contract. Like with the actual terms, and because clearly one party thought one thing, one party thought the other. I would like to see what the paperwork actually says.
Are there more ads that use that song? I'm only aware of the one.
I am also only aware of the one.
I have to do some more research then. But I really like that song. That's a really good song.
And it fits the game.
And it fits the game really well. I really like that commercial too.
I want to see.
So it's kind of sad to see this happen. You haven't seen it?
If I have, I don't remember this.
Okay.
This is not ringing a bell to me. Matt, give me the controller.
We got one story left.
Yeah, wait a second here. Come on.
Right.
Real quick. Xbox One users will
Stay tuned for the next week's episode.
Xbox One users will apparently be getting the ability to gift digital purchases in the near future.
Why the heck isn't this a thing on consoles?
Here's my theory on this. Okay? Or hypothesis, rather. Digital gaming wasn't as big until this console generation.
Okay.
So it wasn't very necessary to have gifting on their stores. But now that it's becoming more popular to buy digitally, they're going to shift more resources to giving you more control over what you do with the store.
You'd think though that people who forget, like not always this, but like if somebody forgets someone's birthday, they'd be like, shit, they're on Xbox, they'll just gift them something. If it, like, you know, it could be planned, but it could be like oh my god, I forgot to get this person something.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that would almost actually promote digital.
But again, this is a weird balance that Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo to some extent are playing with the retail stores. They need retail stores to sell the console, so they don't want to screw over them by.
What about Amazon?
A lot of people still buy them at retail
because there's sales at Christmas and
they move units at retail. Okay,
right.
They don't want to take away their business of selling physical copies of discs. Because honestly, that's why the price is the same. They could come in $10 cheaper digitally, but they have them the same, not only to make more money, but they have them the same so they don't screw over the retail stores. Because they need those retail stores to sell their consoles.
So will we, if there's another generation, will we see Blu-ray drives?
No, probably not.
no.
I think this is the last time we'll see them.
Yeah, absolutely. And
They trust me, they probably want to get rid of physical copies.
yeah, because my brother already he just thought that PlayStation had a gifting option.
Right, I did too for the longest time.
He's like okay, because he needed to buy a Christmas gift for somebody and he wanted to gift Rocket League to a friend of ours. He's like, right, how do I gift something on PlayStation Store to his account? She's like you can't, bud. And he was just like. He was really upset. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding?" He's like, "What kind of stupid ass system is this?"
You can't even gift money. You
can't
can't even
even-
give
you can't
PlayStation
even-
credit or something.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
I'm hoping PlayStation does this too. I
So
hope they
you know what
follow
he ended up
suit.
doing? He ended up going out and getting a retail copy of Rocket League and wrapped it
Man,
up for him. Yeah.
that's funny.
So like PlayStation's lack of gifting put him into the retail store.
Yeah.
There's the balance, though.
I guess.
Forced him to go into there.
Into the nasty games or EB games.
Yeah.
On a side note, too, they really need to get rid of the wallet system on the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's bogus.
Just
eh?
have the charge to credit card. Like, just end it. PayPal or something.
They probably make an extra $10 million a year off of that.
So ridiculous. It's almost like the Microsoft point system.
It must be like a. It might be because they pay per charge. Like the credit card charges to Visa or MasterCard, the fee to process that is done on the front of the retailer or service.
That's how they make their money.
Yeah. So it must just be like because what is it, $5? It will up it. It will be a $5 minimum on your wallet in order for you to do.
Yeah, but think about it. Even like mom and pop shop convenience stores, as of late, have stopped doing the $5 limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because it's a percentage, right? So it's not like you're.
It's a percent or a fixed and a percent.
But if it's a percentage, you're not losing money by using debit or Visa on a $5 charge. Do you know what I mean?
And if it's and it will never be like $3 or something unless it's a massive purchase.
Yeah.
And with people getting rid of cash more and more, you kind of have to accept Visa or credit card or debit. Do you know what I mean?
Some people just won't buy it then.
I don't like having cash.
Yeah, I don't like having cash either.
Anyway, that's it for this week's episode. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Give us a like and a comment or a review, I guess.
Do something.
Share with your friends.
Do the review, man.
And we're on the YouTube as well. YouTube.com/DayOnePatch
And
Podcast.
Google Play Music.
Google Play Music as well. And Podcast Garden.
And the Twitterverse.
We don't tweet.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do tweet.
Constantly.
Oh, okay.
Constantly tweeting.
Good job, Matt. Nice.
YouTube does it for us.
Yes.
Whenever we send a video. That's what our Twitter should be used for anyway.
Yeah, you're right. All right, we'll see you guys.
Peace.